Alright, what is up, my entertainment junkies? And we are back with another reaction. This is more of a Reddit review thing, so not much of my input will be put in there, other than my personal experience. So let's just have fun with it. This crazy shit Americans say from Reddit.
White American men are terrorists? Who was the first country on planet Earth to ban slavery? That's right, America.
I don't know if it was Britain that was the first, but it was definitely before America. Alright, I gotta do some actual freaking memory explanation. So why the British were able to end slavery before America was because that their main import-export situation they had going on was not based on farming or manual labor. It was more based on actually importing and exporting goods, trading goods, not actually manufacturing and cultivating them. Why that makes a difference? First, let me be clear, I am not defending slavery. But why that makes a difference is because in America, the North would have been fine. But the South would have been devastated financially because most of their income is based on exporting crops that they grow themselves. And if they had to pay everybody, then the price of goods would go up and less people would buy them. And, you know, the whole situation with what's going on with McDonald's in California. They have to pay their workers $20 an hour, so they're raising their prices and firing their workers. But, like I said, not defending slavery, but that's the reason why the British were able to get rid of it before America, and why we had a all-out war about it. Even though if we would have progressed things, kept things progressing, then we would have had the technology to say we don't need slaves anymore, and it would have been ended more peacefully.
And who fought and died to do that? Right, white American men.
That second part is a point. White American men were the ones fighting to end slavery in America.
Oh my god!
And also there were black slave owners, so fuck you.
Hello and welcome back to whatever day it is. My name is Belligerent. Today we're going to be looking at more funny Reddit content since you guys really enjoyed the videos I made last month. Also, today's video
Let's cut this up a little bit.
So you'll be hearing more about that in the middle of the video. The subreddit we're looking at today was actually recommended by my friend Sabrina, and I was surprised I'd never heard of it before, but that's the lovely thing about Reddit. There's just freaking thousands of weird-ass communities about different things, and today's is no different. The subreddit is called Shit Americans Say. The basic concept of the subreddit is, have you ever recently seen something amusing out of the States? Of course you have. Posted here. And this is a satire sub to have a laugh at amusing things from Reddit and beyond that are uniquely American in nature. But for the most part, whenever a post from this subreddit gets to my homepage, it's always something terribly embarrassing about an American in nature.
We like to keep things friendly, and toxic attitudes are not welcome. Okay, so it's just freaking making fun of the stupid belligerent Americans. I'm all for it.
Just so American. So we're gonna be looking at the top posts without further ado.
Being American is American.
Say what you want. America is the reason you have cars.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Volkswagen came before that.
That's Germany. Okay, I'll be honest. I also was this type of...
Alright. But, in their defense, America is the reason we have affordable cars. Because Henry Ford came out with the assembly line.
Person when I was a super-duper American man. The reason is, I was taught. America invented the car. I'm not kidding. I was just taught that. Sure, Henry Ford did invent, like, the whole process of streamlining.
There you go.
Das Auto, you know, a little bit of that. Germany made the car. I only found this out last year. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I was just always taught that.
What was
so
the first German car?
We made everything. But that just sets the tone for the rest of this video, I guess. Say what you want. America's the reason you have cars.
America's the reason we have internet.
I'd rather receive false information and keep my conservative views than receive true information and follow a socialistic agenda.
No! That's just as bad as freaking liberals who don't listen to shit. Oh, God.
That
Please tell me this is a minority and not a majority.
But it's so disappointing. Like, I'd rather be lied to, and I'd rather just take in false information than become this thing that I think is a thing that I don't actually know about because I believe false information. What? You should never pride yourself over wanting false information. Please. I just can't believe this person has said this so unironically. I just can't.
Yeah.
Their phone's set to military time. War criminals. How do you look at 1605 and go, wow, I can understand that? Bootlickers. What's next? You're gonna go.
Yeah, there's a lot of... One, if that was military time, there wouldn't be a colon. And two, there's a lot of countries that run on the 24-hour clock that are not affiliated with military. And yes, that's 24-hour clock, not military time. It's just stupid shit America says to set because pretty much the military is the only one who uses it.
Join the army? Recruit me? Americans be like, okay, I can't. I hate that this was.
Some of them probably are.
When I first moved to the UK, I was so confused because everything is in military time.
Alright, if you want to know how to read a 12-hour clock, if it's 0, that means it's midnight. If it's 1 through 12, obviously 1 through 12 in the morning. If it's 13 through 23, it is PM, and you just subtract 12 from it, and that's the time it is. It is actually not hard. And you use it enough, you're going to look up there and immediately go, 14, oh, that's 2. It's just something that you need to train your brain for. But it is not hard.
Just be like, 14 o'clock. What is that? I can't past 12. The only way I was able to get over this was actually by forcing my phone to use military time. And then, after like a couple months, I finally got used to it.
Couple months?
I still say things weird like, oh, meet me at like 17 p.m. I don't think you could
17
define them like that. Or 17 o'clock. Supposedly that's weird.
Yeah.
I still just say the number. I don't want to have to convert. Even though I love math. But damn. Imagine being this incensed over how time is read. It's not that big of a deal either way. It's a number. Hercules.
You
don't want to be on the receiving end of this gunship.
No, you do not.
Death. This is what we have instead of insulin and debt-free college. I will say, as weird as this is, this isn't uniquely just an American thing. Like, I'm sure that the UK is doing other stuff like this, but maybe they're not having the Department of Defense.
Alright. You can't blame college debt on most Americans. Actually, yeah, you can. You can blame it on the previous generation pushing how important college is, and these banks doing predatory loans because they know that they're going to get their money back since you can't get rid of it with a bankruptcy. The government will make you pay off your student loans. And, oh, you have to have a college degree to get a job. All this shit. Guess what? I don't have $40,000 in the bank. I make freaking almost $60,000 a year. That's 2.5 years. Almost 3 years of me saving up. Oh, and by the way, I make that money through a job, which I have to adjust my school around or lose my job, then I won't be able to pay. Or I sign up for $40,000 in debt. Oh yeah, and by the way, did you know that you can get college debt with bad credit when you're a kid? And by kid I mean 18, but yeah. These things are predatory.
If the country you're from also does something like this, please leave a comment. We'll talk about it in this Thursday's video, but we'll see. Maybe this is unique.
And also try getting a business loan.
I don't know how many generations removed from my European ancestors. 5? 6. But I've been to Germany twice and had multiple instances of people engaging me in German because apparently I look super German. German is our only official language. We engage everyone in German, no matter how you look. Like, there is a specific reason to assume you might not speak German.
I wish I could say something, but no, people can't get this narcissist.
People start speaking Chinese to me, be like, "What? Do they think I'm Chinese?" Oh, that is so American. I hate this. So here I am.
Yeah, it is.
This is when nature calls, and when you know when nature calls, you gotta answer. So I go up to a local, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you know where the restroom is?" And he says, "Halt die Klappe," which I assume means to the right, because it was right there. Love German culture. So nice. I talked to my liberal neighbor tonight about the 2020 elections. She said it's a hard decision on who to vote for. I said, no, it's not. It's either Trump or socialism. Her jaw dropped. She said she never looked at it that way. It's that simple, folks. Trump or socialism. I just hate so much the amount of Americans that just throw the word socialism around that don't act.
Alright. I'm gonna say this. Biden wasn't being socialist. Trump wasn't being a socialist. The first openly socialist president is Kamala Harris, with her saying that she's going to control the pricing of wares. That is socialist. You have to pay this much because they need to afford it. No, that capitalism works better. It's like, oh, we can't afford this. Let's go make our own or grow our own. That company has to either lower the prices or go out of business. But by the time they lower their prices, the damage is done. A lot of people have already started growing their own shit, and they go, hey, this gives us a lot more more food, and it's guaranteed to be here, unlike grocery stores with hiked up prices. So they lose customer base. And like I said, with healthcare, that's different because laws say you can't make your own drugs.
Actually know what it means, that just get told it's a bad thing, that thinks everything that has to do with socialism is bad. Alright, there goes your public schools. Goodbye.
I agree with that. Public schools are bad. They are not worth shit.
White American men are terrorists?
No, okay. My argument for why American schools are not worth shit. Public school system. I can guarantee you most of these people went to a public school.
The first country on planet Earth to ban slavery, that's right, America. And who fought and died to do that? Right, white American men. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like, I just can't imagine making such a strong statement that's so wrong. You were wrong. Portugal, 1761. Great Britain, 1772. Denmark, 1788. France, 1848. Haiti, 1794. Spain. The list goes on. Not even in the top 10 U.S. Oh, God. Like, I can imagine, like, having incredibly passionate political views about this type of thing. But I really want to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. USA is less racist than Scandinavian.
I got something to look up. Why have I not made this my freaking search engine yet? How do I put this? Pre-modern civilization that outlaw slavery. Now, granted, this is going to be quick Google search, so I can't tell you. Athens, 6th century, lawgiven Solon abolished debt slavery for Athenian citizens. Freed those who... Okay, but... 3rd century, abolished slave trade. The Roman Republic abolished slave trade? What's creditors to... Okay, so yeah. The idea of banning slavery has been around for a while. Only thing is now it's going to stick since we have the internet and permanent historical records and so much modern innovation that we don't really need slavery and we won't forget about what happened.
Ethno-states. How about we have more diversity? It's only natural that we are less racist. What does that mean?
That's not why we're less racist, but America is less racist than a lot of other countries. Let me look at this before I say something bad. But I'm pretty sure that I lied about this. GOO. How to get a bank account in Japan. Resident card, also known as a Zaire card. A passport, a valid visa, Japanese address and phone number. You can't open a bank account in Japan from abroad. No fee. Steps open. Visit your local bank branch. Okay, I'm glad I looked that up because I was wrong. Because somewhere I heard that you can't get a Japanese bank account unless you're actually Japanese. But I'm gonna put it this way: India is heavily racist. China are heavily racist. There's a lot of Middle Eastern countries that are not only racist but sexist. Yeah, America's so bad.
You literally only have such a big diversity because you have this. Also, if you're gonna start living here permanently, you gotta start putting your dates in our order. That's right. It's March 19th. Get it? American. Not.
Yeah, fuck you. I actually use I actually use 3 different ones. I use day, month, year. I also use month, day, year, and I also use year, month, day. Actually, I think I use year, month, day more than any other one.
Not right, but American. Tell that to the 4th of July.
What?
Gavin, shutting it down. This is another one of those things where I'm just so surprised people have such a huge opinion on something that really doesn't matter much. Personally,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
I genuinely prefer the American system of month first. I'll say that. I do like it. I like it for organization purposes. Month first makes sense to me. Year first, annoying, but makes sense to me. Day first, I don't like it, but I deal with it. It's not that big a deal. But us Americans don't have accents. I mean, more people use imperial than metric.
But, that could not be an American. And if that was an American, it was somebody who was completely sheltered in life. Because you have Boston accent, you have Southern accent, you have freaking California accent. We have so many accents in America, which goes to my... Why we have so many accents is because we are pretty much just 50 different countries. But yeah, no. We have so many fucking accents in America that freaking... There is no such thing as an American accent.
The U.S. is large population-wise, and it's more than the entirety of metric countries combined. No one mentions China's measurement system or Russian and their cubits.
Russian and their cubits? What? U.S. is large population-wise, and it's more than the entirety of...
Refers to bubble, but India alone have a larger population than the U.S., and they use the metric system. Yeah, this is so annoying.
I think China uses metric too.
American bubble that you think the U.S. is big, and it's the only thing I really know of, and so whatever the other countries do, they definitely, you know, they're...
I will say this. Metric did not put a man on the moon.
A lot less than us, and if they are using a different thing, they're small, but not... Like, read a book! What? I really wish the U.S. public school system would just teach Americans
Boom.
about other countries. I mean, someone's got to do it.
Alright. We had... I was in public school in Mississippi. We had world history and world geography. These people are just dumb.
Oh, and for the next one, I've got to give a big shout out to today's video sponsor, NordVPN. If you're unaware, NordVPN have been a big supporter of this channel over the past 6 months, especially when times are tough. So
How old is this? 4 years ago? Yeah, so the freaking sponsor doesn't matter.
Hey Jimmy, did you know NordVPN? Yeah, well, now you can. Launch your browser location to any country and 1 month free for all those people that you /Evan for sponsoring today's video.
Alright.
And without further ado, let's hear
If the video was new, I would keep the sponsor in there, but...
is 22.22 degrees of Celsius for Celsius puts a man on the moon.
Just want to say 72 degrees is 22 degrees Celsius for 99% of countries. I agree with that. At least in heavily, what's the word called? Not terror, not that one. Tourist areas.
Then we'll talk. Well, NASA does use the metric system, and so...
NASA uses the metric system in terms of hardware. They still use miles per hour. They still use miles. Not sure which one they use for measuring temperature.
Celsius. So can we talk now? Oh, murdered by word. That is the most American response I could even hope to see on this subreddit. The worst part about this is you can just read his tone so well that when he made this comment, he was thinking like, got him. Yeah. Celsius puts a man on the moon. Am I right, lads? America.
Alright. I know nothing about why America uses Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. If I had to get, because Celsius, in all honesty, does make more sense. Water boils at 100 under normal atmospheric pressure. Water boils at 100 degrees and freezes at 0. Makes sense. But if I had a guess, it would be with what's that freaking metal called? No, it's not uranium. Fuck. Metal in mercury. That's it. I would say it had to do with mercury being the way that we measured temperature. Like I said, I don't know if that's true. That's just a wild guess.
Locals in Scandinavia, especially Iceland, are superior to you in their own minds. No one tells you this until you go over there yourself. I live in the US too, just like you, but I'm Scandinavian myself anyway. Where in Scandinavia are you from? Finland/Sweden/Iceland. It's all heritage, mate. Don't speak on her behalf then, please.
It's just people wanting to be special. That's all it is. And I can guarantee you that most countries that have a high population, highly patriotic population, think that their country is better than America. It's just how patriotism works. You can get blinded by it. It's not bad to do. It's not bad to have, but...
God! So I'm like a quarter of an eighth Scandinavian. My parents came from that country. Scandinavia. Oh, God. Did you know our servers survive on your tipping kindness? Oh, God. It's like one of those things that's unsaid that you just have to know about. Like, that is how tipping culture works. But to put it so blatantly on a sign, like, hey, if you don't give these servers money, they're not gonna survive.
I'll do a whole nother video reacting to tipping culture. That's a whole can of worms I don't want to get into.
I appreciate tipping culture, but I appreciate tipping culture as in they should be paid fully minimum wage, and then you can tip on top. That's a good system.
Agreed.
Not this. I'm proud to say that my blood last name is Bambini, and although my ancestry DNA gives me 0 Italian DNA on my dad's side, I'll stick with being 1/4 Italian. This is the most American thing I've ever read.
Yeah.
Oh, it is such a thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm Irish. Like, oh, where are you from in Ireland? No, like, my dad's grandpa, like, came on the boat, like, 150 years ago. Really Irish. That's not... It makes you have, like, Irish heritage, but it doesn't make you Irish. This is a thing that is just so uniquely American, because you don't see people from any other country ever do that.
Well, this is probably going to get me canceled. I don't think we should be using these words like Irish American, whatever American anymore. Guess what? You're born in America. You are an American. If you're black, you're a black American, not an African American. You never stepped foot in Africa. You're an African American. Because otherwise, we'd have to start calling people like me mud Americans. People from who have Polish grandparents who escaped from Nazi Germany. They're Polish American. That's just way too much. We are Americans. If you're a dual citizen, okay, then you can be a insert country here American. Or if you were born there and you revoked your citizenship and came here, or then you are insert country American. But if you are born in the U.S. and you don't have dual citizenship, you are an American. I don't give a fuck what your bloodline says. Enough of this fucking shit is just labeling us to gives us more differences.
You don't really see someone that was born and raised in England say, oh yeah, I'm German. No, they're English. If their parents moved to England and they were born and raised in England, they're English. Their parents are German. But they're not. We're not sure why, but if you've ever seen drunk 18-year-old Americans, nothing good ever comes out of it. So we raised it to 21. So if nothing good comes from giving 18-year-olds alcohol, then what good is giving them access to guns? He said it, my man Bernie, with, have you ever...
Not getting into gun part, but I agree. At 18, you can legally vote. You can sign up. You have to sign up for the draft. You can sign up for the military and fight for your country. Speaking of which, even if you're in the military, you're not legally allowed to drink at 18. But you can buy a house. You can buy a car. If you're convicted of a crime, you are charged as an adult. You are legally an adult. Why is the only thing you can't do drink? And they can't say anything because I'm pretty sure no other country has a drinking age higher than 21. Countries with highest drinking ages. Oh yeah, I do have to say this. There are caveats and exceptions to drinking age. And that is state-by-state basis. But one of the most common one is you're allowed to drink wine for communion even if you're underage. United States, Sri Lanka have the highest drinking ages in the world at 21. What's this Eritrea? Yeah, okay, so one of them has it at 25 years old. Banned until 25 or allowed at 13. What? I don't know what Eritrea is. I don't understand that. But yeah, so America and Sri Lanka. I might have to research that country. See what's up with them. But other than that, every other one is under 18. And that goes into other rules like, what if somebody from Britain comes and wants to drink here and they're 18? Okay, that is one thing that they need to, that's what they need to fix first. They need to have reciprocity for other countries coming here. For those minor laws.
Avoided taking an ambulance because you could not afford it. The ambulance is not your taxi to the hospital.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, agreed. If you can avoid it, it's not an emergency, you need to get it fast, or you need medical attention while on the way to the hospital, which, if you get a taxi, you're probably fine. Do not get the ambulance. It's going to gum up the service and just slow everything down. Plus, you are stuck with that big medical bill. Now, if you have a stroke, you can't move, you're bleeding out, stuff where you need medical attention or you can't get to the hospital, yes, call an ambulance. I don't give a fuck about the price. Your life is higher than any price. Plus, there are plenty of organizations out there, both non-profit and government funded, that help Americans who cannot afford to pay their health care.
Why? Americans are almost proud of how little rights they get now. Americans are proud of how little access to health care they get. It just really...
Nope, I'd stop right there. We have access to healthcare. It is literally illegal for a hospital to turn down patients, whether they can pay or not. Just because we have the right to healthcare don't mean we have the right to not pay for it. We get healthcare no matter what. We get stuck with a bill.
Upsets me to my core. Maybe 10 retweets, 91 likes. All these people like, yeah, you showed him. Ambulance ain't no taxi to the hospital. Alright, we'll look at one more here. We've got, why do I need an AR-15? Because someday the government may tell me I'm not allowed to put my sick son on a plane and fly him to Italy for treatment. And believe me when I tell you, I will be putting him on that plane. I need an AR-15 in case I need to hijack a plane to fly my son to a country with socialized healthcare. It's currently my favorite take. On gun ownership. God dang it. It really is upsetting that America used to be such a great country that so many other countries look to for inspiration, and now you just have people like this that everyone's just laughing at. If you're a fellow American watching this video.
Alright, if you know what, if you heard my thing on my video on healthcare and why it shouldn't be free, you know what he meant by that comment. Like, we can't let the government control everything, or else we will be put in a position like that. If you didn't watch it, I don't know what, I'm gonna make it short out of this, so let's just rewind it.
We've got, why do I need an AR-15? Because someday the government may tell me I'm not allowed to put my sick son on a plane and fly him to Italy for treatment. And believe me when I tell you, I will be putting him on that plane. I need an AR-15 in case I need to hijack a plane to fly my son to a country with socialized healthcare. It's currently my favorite take on gun ownership.
Alright. So, what happened was, because the government controls healthcare in Britain, a family was told, we can't take care for your baby. And the Italian government said, we'll make him a citizen, we'll pay for his health care, let this baby live. The British government said, nope, pull the plug. So that is why.
God dang it. It really is upsetting that America used to be such a great country that so many other countries look to for inspiration, and now you just have people like this that everyone's just laughing at. If you're a fellow American watching this video, hopefully you cringed with me this entire time, because you shouldn't want to be like...
Alright, I'm just going to cut it right there. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, subscribe to see more. The link to the video will be in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.